If you need to hire an HR professional, you might be wondering whether to use a recruitment agency. Perhaps a member of your team has just resigned and you need to replace them quickly. Or maybe you've decided it's time to hire your first dedicated HR person and you need some help understanding what good looks like. As a specialist HR recruitment agency, we at Peak help businesses like yours attract, screen, and hire credible HR professionals. In this video, I'll cover off the questions that we get asked most frequently by our clients to help you decide whether going down the agency route is right for you. I'll be talking about how much it'll cost, the typical timeframes, and what happens in the unlikely event that the person you hire leaves, amongst many other things that people in your position ask us. Firstly, it's worth noting that recruitment agency fees can and do vary widely, depending on a number of factors, such as location, industry, and the type of positions being filled. However, the average permanent recruitment hire cost tends to be between 15 to 30% of a candidate's first year salary. At Peak, we have 3 distinctive permanent recruitment packages that range from 20% to 28% of a candidate's base salary. This means that our clients only pay for the services that they actually need. For a super niche hire that requires a lot of market mapping and headhunting, we find that our Elevate package is probably the most suitable. Whereas for a more straightforward generalist HR hire, you might be better off going for our Identify package, where the need for market mapping and headhunting isn't so prevalent. On our website, we have created a super easy fee calculator for you to play about with your numbers to see how much it would cost you to hire through our agency. Now, there's no hidden fees or charges. This is an all-in price. You'll also see on our website that we do offer a 10% discount on our Identify and our Enhanced packages should you go down the retained route. In essence, we ask for a little money upfront to engage our services, and then the final balance is due when your new hire starts. We generally find that a professional HR recruitment process can take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks up to 6 to 9 months. The length of this time is dependent on several factors, such as the complexity and seniority of the hire, whether it's a permanent or contract position, the number of candidates being considered, whether it's an urgent find, and also the business's internal selection process. For a mid-level HR hire, you could expect a process to take an average of 45 days from firstly going live with the vacancy through to the candidate actually accepting the job. You then got to factor in whether the candidate has a notice period and then how much time that's likely to add on to the process. Within HR, notice periods are typically anywhere from 1 month at the more junior end, 3 months at the mid-level, and then 6 months at the senior end. So that's going to be for HR directors and chief people officers, etc. Whilst there's several factors that can impact the total time, we always encourage our clients to move as quickly as possible when it comes to reviewing CVs, providing interview feedback, and progressing candidates further into the hiring process. Recruitment is competitive, so time and speed really are crucial for securing the candidate that you want. We don't want you to miss out on someone brilliant because you took too long to invite them back for a second stage interview. Traditionally, most recruitment agencies offer a rebate period to outline what happens in the event that a candidate that you've hired through them leaves your business. This rebate period details specific timeframes during which you, the client, may be entitled to a partial or a full refund on the recruitment fees that you've paid to an agency. Typically, the length of the rebate period may vary depending on the agency and the terms of the contract. Now, generally, rebate periods will range from 30 days to 90 days on a sliding scale basis, but they can be longer or shorter depending on the agreement between the agency and the client. At Peak, not only are you protected by our standard rebate, but we also offer placement guarantees for each of our 3 recruitment packages: 2 months for Identify, 3 months for Enhance, and 6 months for Elevate. So what does this mean? Well, let's say you purchased our Elevate package and your candidate left after 5 months. As part of our agreement, we would offer to replace the candidate at no additional cost to you. That means us going back to square one to find you a suitable replacement candidate. This is, of course, assuming that there has been no fundamental changes to the initial brief that we took. Now, you're actually welcome to pass this up and defer to our standard rebate if you do not require a replacement. The choice is up to you. Now, you might be wondering why the replacement guarantees vary across each of our 3 packages. As I mentioned, our Elevate package offers a free replacement if your hire leaves within 6 months. This is because it is our most comprehensive recruitment package, and therefore the likelihood of a mishire occurring is significantly reduced. For instance, as part of this package, we offer post-placement executive coaching that makes a fundamental difference to your hire's ability to bed in effectively, thus reducing the risk of that person leaving prematurely. My business partner Mark and I have a combined 35 years experience in the world of HR recruitment. And that's not to mention the additional years experience that our recruitment associates have, or our peakers, as they are known to us. These guys do a lot of the actual doing at Peak and are responsible for our 90% fill rate. That's actually twice the industry average, in case you were wondering. What I'm trying to say is that this is the world we have lived in for a very long time. And we have a great deal of experience hiring roles like heads of recruitment, senior HR managers, HR business partners, chief people officers, and many other weird and wonderful HR roles for our clients. We also have a really good sense of what questions we need to ask you to ensure that we hire the right type of profile for your business. We're here to help you understand what attributes and experiences your hire needs to have, how much you should pay them, and also whether you're being realistic in your expectations. We'll do our very best to find you exactly what you want, but equally, we're not afraid to challenge you and explore alternative options if we think there needs to be some changes to your initial brief. The benefit of working with a specialist agency is the expertise and knowledge that they can bring to the process. So make sure you tap into that resource. As a specialist HR recruitment agency, we are fortunate to have built up many HR connections over the years. HR is a pretty close-knit industry, and fortunately, through the help of LinkedIn and other online communities, it's fairly easy for us to keep in touch. So one of the most obvious places we find our candidates is in our existing network on our database, where we store all the details of our HR contacts. As part of your fee, we will advertise your vacancy on LinkedIn and other job boards to maximize the visibility of the role. For more niche hires, we will also lean on specialist job boards to help us tap into additional talent pools. Market mapping and headhunting are also key tactics that we use for more specialist hires where our client has a very tight brief around the ideal candidate profile. In this instance, we will map the market to identify a target list of potential candidates and then use our tried and tested approach sequence to get them interested in your role. So what is our approach sequence? Well, it combines a number of tailored emails with a bespoke website that we've created to promote your opportunity. This website will include the detail of the position and then a bunch of FAQs and some rich media, generally in the form of video. We find that this approach is super effective for piquing the interest of passive candidates who weren't necessarily looking for a new role before they heard from us. Finally, we also find referrals to be an incredible source of target candidates. Whilst sometimes the candidates we approach about an opportunity might not be interested themselves, they are generally always happy to make a recommendation of someone else who might be worth us considering. These candidates are gold dust and tend to have very strong profiles that land incredibly well with our clients. Unfortunately, we do not work on a multi-agency basis, and here's why. Let's say that you instructed 4 agencies at once. Ultimately, each agency has a 25% chance of getting to success and therefore actually getting paid for the work that they're doing. So what you'll find is that each agency will put in 25% effort. That means fewer candidates being sent, a lower touch service, probably a poorer experience for those candidates who are being considered for your role. You're really not hedging your bets and boosting your chances of success when you engage multiple agencies. You're literally doing the exact opposite, because agencies will prioritize the clients who prioritize an exclusive partnership. Simple. This multi-agency approach will elongate the process, negatively impact candidate experience, and it will just drive all the wrong behaviors from all parties. When you choose to work with a single agency, they will choose to dedicate more time and resources to your hiring needs. This will lead to a more thorough and effective search process, which will result in a higher likelihood of finding the right candidate for the job. For us, it's super important that we're not in a race to throw CVs at you before our competitors. This bun fight approach really devalues our service, and it reduces the likelihood of us making a successful hire for you. So do yourself a favor and just choose one agency. The agency that gives you the most confidence that they're going to be able to help. The agency who you build the best rapport with. Ultimately, it needs to be the agency that you trust. When making a permanent HR hire through Peak, there are 2 variables that will dictate when you have to pay for our services. Firstly, if you engage us on a contingent basis, that's no win, no fee, you won't be invoiced for our services until the successful candidate's first day, and our payment terms are 14 days. In the unlikely event that no candidate is appointed, then no fee will be due. The second variable is if you engage us on a retained basis. In this instance, there will be 2 points in our process when a fee is due. In the first instance, you will be invoiced 1/3 of the total fee. Now, this is based on the candidate's estimated salary, which is due as soon as the work commences once we have taken a full brief. Finally, you will be invoiced the remaining balance, and that is 2/3 of the total fee, upon the successful candidate's first day. Now, this balance will be adjusted up or down depending on the salary that the candidate actually accepts. So there you have it. 7 things that we would recommend you consider when choosing whether to work with an HR recruitment agency. If you'd like to talk through any of this with us in more detail or talk to us about your hiring needs, then we would be delighted to either meet you face to face or jump on a Zoom call to discuss. Either email us at info@pe-eq.com or pick up the phone and ring 01582 216 006. We hope to speak to you soon.